think you're really cool.
aespa 내 조각이 완전 카피 나와 똑같아 나만 잘 알아줘 aespa 꼭 때문에 달콤하니 눈앞에 나타나줘 aespa Just wanna dance, 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 dance.
May usually marks the beginning of all the fun summertime songs, and Dun Dun Dance exemplifies this perfectly. It's a really light, happy track that embodies the theme of its title by being so darn danceable. Honestly, the verses and bridge felt a little predictable, but the chorus helps make up for it with its playful tune and infectious emotion. The song reminds me of strawberries in a way. There are always a select few that taste as good as they look, but most are just alright. That's sort of how I feel about the chorus versus the rest of the song. Not bad, just not great either. I also just think the song sounds like strawberries, but I don't know if that even makes sense. The music video is cute, but not anything I really have a lot to say on. YOOA and Mimi stole the show this comeback. They brought so much energy and power to their performances. Speaking of performance, this choreography may be my favorite of theirs. I haven't seen all of them, but of the ones I have, this is by far the most dynamic and interesting to watch. They use their formations really well, and they actually transition between them in interesting ways, which is something I find a little disappointing with other groups sometimes. I'm not going to listen to this on repeat anytime soon, but it's a nice teaser into the oncoming summer vibes. Before we begin this, please keep in mind that this is incredibly biased. TAEMIN is one of my alts and I adore everything he does. That being said, Advice is so good. Literally first listen I was 100% hooked. The melody in the chorus is so interesting and pleasing. The electronic singing in the post-chorus is so cool, and I love how the piano is used throughout the track. The whole song has a really haunting feeling, complemented well by the lyrics. The lyrics hit hard. It's nice to see an idol speak out against all the unnecessary hate and critique thrown at them in this industry, but it's never fun to hear how people are affected by it. It really feels like something new for him while still feeling like TAEMIN. The music video was so cool. The styling used this era was on another level. I adore when more intense and artistic makeup and outfits are used, especially in K-pop, and Advice has so much to offer. The black paint, the half and half suit, the drippy dark eye makeup, everything was exquisite. I loved the scenes with him in the small room where he seemed oversized and out of place. And that ending scene, where he's covered in paint just standing there? No words. The man is just a living, breathing work of art. The choreo was awesome as always, but we all know that TAEMIN never disappoints in the dance aspect. I particularly loved the hand choreography in the post-chorus that reflected the electronic singing in the song. Overall, I'm aware that this is super biased, but as always, TAEMIN is on top of the game in every aspect and has given us such a wonderful piece of art. I really like songs that have a switch up within them. I Got a Boy by SNSD and The Realist by On and Off are two that come to mind with switches in the middle that I really enjoy. Upon first listen, the switch in Next Level was really jarring, but I enjoyed both parts on their own. Now I'm absolutely, totally, and completely obsessed with it. I really enjoyed the deep, bassy instrumental of the main part of the song. It felt very futuristic and voguey, both of which I love in music. Listening to it makes me feel super powerful, like I can take on the world. The singing part before the breakdown and the breakdown itself are probably my favorite parts of the song. The girls look so stunning. I adore the colors they use in aespa music videos. Ningning and Winter stood out to me the most this comeback. They absolutely crushed it. The choreography didn't impress me all that much though. It works fine for the song, but not a lot stands out to me as really interesting. That's honestly alright, not every song has to have groundbreaking choreography, but I don't really have any desire to learn it, which is sad because I think the song is really fun to dance to. In terms of the official choreo, I like a few specific moves within the dance, but the rest felt a little lackluster. Especially the chorus and the lean back, which sucks because that's such an important part of the dance. It looks cooler in the music video, but they're not able to perform it full out on stage every time, so they can focus on singing as well, and it honestly hurts the whole production. It's a really fun listen, so catchy that I've been listening to it on repeat almost all month, but I wish they would have done more performance-wise. Black Mamba had better choreo, but Next Level is a song I enjoy a lot more. First of all, I would like to thank Ray Vixo and Aloka It's Teo Time for convincing me to finally dive deeper into GWSN. P.S. They're both amazing people and make amazing content, and you should totally go support their channels after this video if you're not already a fan. Their whole discography is fantastic, and I really regret not checking their stuff out sooner. This comeback was my first as a new group, and they did not disappoint. Funky bass anti-drop choruses can never go wrong for me, and of course they knocked it out of the park. I love the contrast between said chorus and the light synths of the verses. The music video is absolutely gorgeous and just goes to show that GWSN and WJSN are the groups for Dark Academia. The high art influences felt right at home and made my artist heart so happy. Lena stood out so much, both with her beautiful new Hime cut and bright vocals. The girls look like rich art students at an elite academy, and I'm living for it. The choreography suited the song so well. The way they utilized their formations and transitions between members is exactly what I want from K-pop dances, and I could not be more appreciative. If you've ever felt vaguely interested in GWSN, give this comeback and mini a chance. They deserve so much more than they get. At first listen, the initial chorus drop seemed super empty to me, and I wasn't sure how to feel, although I liked the rest of the song. After days on end of my sister chanting the lyrics basically non-stop, I literally could not get it out of my head. I still wish the initial drop had more substance, but it's grown on me a bit, and the rest of the song is so fun that it makes up for it. I love NCT's more experimental style when it comes to their titles, and Hot Sauce is no exception. The pre-chorus and chanting chorus have to be my favorite parts of the song. I like how they stuck to the hot sauce and cooking themes and metaphors in the lyrics. The music video is super bright and fun. I love the cool transitions, like the one with the hot sauce bottle, and the warm color palette that really added to the themes of heat. Also, the little hot sauce bottle at the very end has my whole heart. Hyunjin stood out so much to me this comeback, but he's also one of my biases, so that may have influenced things. Still, he looked and sounded so amazing. The choreography was super fun and is a great example of not needing mega difficult moves to make a great dance that fits with the song. It's not a perfect song, but everything about it is so fun, and it will certainly be stuck in my head for weeks to come. Literally nobody is doing it like oneus. Everything about this comeback was so creative and fun and happy and beautiful. The song itself is so catchy. Before I even finished the first listen, I was singing along to the chorus. The way the music fades in at the beginning with the dampening filter over Nagyung's vocals makes me so excited for the rest of the song whenever I hear it. Off the Record must have injected pure happiness into the veins of the song, because every time that chorus hits, I suddenly forget everything I'm sad or worried about. Also, every single girl sounds absolutely wonderful on this track. oneus 9's vocals go super unappreciated within the community in my opinion. This music video is a contender for my favorite of the year. The idea of using editing within the video and technology-based aesthetics isn't unique to them, but it was pulled off in such a new, refreshing way for WeGo. Jumping between MV clips and meta clips of them editing the MV, along with using said editing scenes as transitions throughout the video, it's almost perfectly my aesthetic, and I loved it so much. Nagyung definitely stood out the entire time. She looked great, she sounded great, and she had so much presence on camera and on stage. oneus' choreography is always creative and exciting, and WeGo is no exception. Those arm circles fit the chorus so well, and I do them every time I listen to the song. I miss summer more than ever because this song embodies exactly what I love about the season. oneus 9 never ever disappoint, and WeGo is a wonderful example of their capabilities as a group. I really did not expect to like this song as much as I do. I have a feeling that it may end up like every other Everglow title track for me, where I'm obsessed for like a month, I overplay the song and can't stand it for another, and then I like it again. I love it right now though, and that's all that matters. The instrumental is what attracted me to the song in the first place. It's so bombastic and powerful. The more I listen, the more I grew to appreciate the vocal melodies. It feels like an upgraded version of their previous comebacks in a way. Mia and Anda's presence this comeback was off the charts. I couldn't keep my eyes off of them in performances. The music video was wild, but in a good way. Each section was crafted so well, from the set design to the outfits. I particularly loved the warmly tinted scene with the plant silhouette backdrop at the beginning, and both dance scenes near the end. The choreography was really interesting to watch. I like the addition of moves traditionally used for boy groups throughout. It's refreshing to see a girl group do it too. The final dance break is where this is the most prevalent, I feel. I could easily see a boy group performing it. A surprisingly enjoyable listen that I really hope I don't overplay too soon.
Please stop, Black Mirror.
God, this song is so good. It's so funky and stylish and interesting, and I feel like I could just talk about it for hours, but I want this video to be an acceptable length, so I'll cut it down. Honestly, I don't even know where to start. Everything about it is a talking point. The intro grabbed my attention right away, especially combined with the hand choreo. 3 notes in and I could tell I was in for a fantastic ride. I mention it when talking about Like It Hot, but I'm obsessed with bassy anti-drops. Black Mirrors, with the combination of the low instrumental mixed with the high voices and whistle, is like liquid gold flowing through my ears. I could listen to just those 36 counts on a 5-hour loop and still not get bored. Each section of the song sounds so different from the rest, but the whole song is still a cohesive unit. After the bridge section, when it seems like Soho is about to bring us back into that lovely chorus, but they fake us out and slap a rap bridge instead, when I tell you my jaw dropped to the floor. I just love this song so much. One thing I think they did really well this comeback was giving each member specific parts where they could shine and stand out, even with the large discrepancy in lines. No specific member stood out as the one this era because they were simply all so powerful. And of course we have to talk about the choreo. That choreo, what to even say? It's so powerful and sassy, and boy am I obsessed. The move in the final chorus where they all drop onto their knees is so satisfying. I love how the choreographer extended the Contagion's moves for each group so they would all do the ending move at the same time. I didn't notice it the first time, but it's a subtle way to make the transition into the next moves a lot cleaner. I like the way they use their dancers, especially in that intro sequence. It's simple, but so effective. I think that's actually the perfect way to describe the performance as a whole. Also, props to them for doing so much dancing in the hats. Every time I do, they just slip all over, if not falling off completely. Maybe they just have better hats or something, I don't know. I just wanted to highlight it. I've gushed for long enough. I sincerely apologize to your ears. I don't think this ranking is any surprise. I have a playlist on Spotify entitled Tangy, Citrus, and Saxophones, and the songs on that list are some of my all-time favorites. As soon as I heard Whatever, I knew it was an instant addition to that collection. I fell head over heels in love with this track at first listen. I had heard a few things about Keembo before, but I had never actually set aside time to listen to their stuff, and now I feel so bad that I didn't. Their vocal prowess is incredible. I was absolutely blown away when I first heard them sing. To be honest, I still am. I didn't realize at first that they were former Spica members, but that makes so much sense. I love the way what I think is a saxophone is used throughout the instrumental. It adds so much spunk to the song. That feeling is accentuated by the way they play with their voices on the track. When Bohyung growled into the second Whatever, I passed away. I would like to take a moment to thank the stylists and artists for their contributions to the MV. The outfits were so cute and fit the girls so well, and I absolutely adore the artwork used throughout. The stylization is so unique and interesting, and it adds so much to the visuals. I wish I could find the artists so I could support them somehow, because I love this work of theirs, but so far I've been unlucky in my attempts to track them down. Honestly, my audience tends to know more about new acts than I do, but if you haven't checked out Keembo yet, please give them a chance. Don't take too long and regret it like I did. Heize literally never misses. Enhypen is really some of her best. There's not a single thing I dislike about this song. Funky bass seems to be pretty prevalent this month, and it's incorporated really well here. It adds an extra oomph to the chorus that makes it feel much fuller. Her voice sounds incredible as usual. I'm obsessed with her tone and the way she plays with it in different ways for different sections. It's really relaxing and a little melancholy, just like the lyrics. Speaking of which, I love the theme of the lovers who've drifted so far apart that they don't even recognize each other anymore. It's really sad to think that someone you loved so deeply could become such a stranger. The music video approached the concept really well and resulted in a beautifully staged and shot story. The colors and framing of the shots stood out a lot. I think we should all take a moment to appreciate Heize herself because the woman is absolutely stunning. The outfits this era and her bangs looked so cute together. It reminded me a bit of my old librarian, a person I love and look up to very much, so perhaps that has played a role in my adoration. I really feel like Heize is underappreciated within the international K-pop fanbase, so I'm begging you to check her out if you haven't already. She's such a wonderful artist in every sense of the word. Again, I have to preface this by saying that this entire section will be very biased. TXT are another of my ults and I love everything they make. Also, I'm just going to call this Love Song for now because I'm not reading out the entire title. With all of that out of the way, I could gush about this comeback for so long you don't even understand. This is quite clearly a very different sound for the group, but it still feels like TXT. I love that they're able to branch out and try new things, but they never lose what makes them unique and special. I really like grungier and rock-influenced songs, and their take on it was so incredible. It manages to find a balance between emotions, being super energetic and intense, while the melody invokes feelings of nostalgia and melancholy. I'm a big sucker for songs like that, and they jump up to my favorites quite quickly. The raw emotion they pour into their voices is felt so strongly just through listening to the song. Taehyun's screamed "I know I love you" resonates deep into my heart. The pain he portrays is palpable and it hurts. I hadn't listened to Sori before this came out, but her voice is so beautiful. The harmony between her higher register and the lower singing from the boys elevated the chorus so much. That's one of my favorite parts of the song and would not have been without her contributions. I would love to talk about the MV a lot. I think it was shot wonderfully and so beautiful, but I know for a fact that I could not give it the justice it deserves. The most I caught were the themes of fish, the it and clown references, and the building in the back of some shots that vaguely reminds me of the Overlook Hotel from The Shining. I probably just had Stephen King on the brain after Taehyun's It cast though, to be honest. Regardless, this was the era that finally made me realize that I do not have a TXT bias and am simply an OT5 stan. Honestly, the choreo had to grow on me a bit, but I think it works nicely for the song. It's just not my personal style, and that's okay. I think the boys perform it very well, as usual. I do really like the final chorus bit, that looks nice. Basically, the TXT boys are astounding, and I think everyone should appreciate the work and love they put into everything they do. I don't care what anyone says, I don't want the retro trend in K-pop to be over. Some of my absolute favorite K-pop songs have come from the trend. I can understand feeling frustrated with the oversaturation of the sound, but that doesn't stop the songs from being so fun, and Ring Ring is no exception. Everything about this song is so bright and exciting, and I love it. The twinkly instrumental in the intro and the pre-chorus sounds like magical stardust. The whole song feels like glitter and disco balls and starlight and butterflies, and it's just so happy. The music video aesthetic was perfect for the song, and the girls all looked stunning. Yoonkyung in particular stood out to me with her shorter hair. It looked fantastic on her. The choreography is really cute. I love the roller skating reference and the headphones move in the post-chorus a lot. I also think the intro where they each turn around and strike a pose is so fun. I think that's the best word to use to describe this concept as a whole. The song didn't click as an absolute favorite in my brain, and I still cannot place why for the life of me, but I think it's a really cute track and it makes me smile whenever I listen to it. Thank you, Rocket Punch, for saving the retro trend. There's a reason BTS are the face of K-pop right now. They simply don't ever miss. I get the biggest, fattest smile on my face whenever this song comes on, especially when that chorus hits. It's just so lively and fun. That synthy dance break instrumental section elevates the song in such a pleasing way. Not that the rest of the song particularly needed elevating. It's so bright and funky, and I love it. Can we take a moment to admire the growl, strain, not sure what the correct term is, but whatever Jungkook does with his voice here. It sounds so good. They all sound like perfection on this track though, to be fair. The vocal line was highlighted so much on the track, and they really pulled through. One thing I particularly love about BTS is how distinct and unique each member's voice and singing style are, and I feel that it is showcased exceptionally well in Butter. I loved the theme of yellow throughout the MV. It ties into the song concept and just looks so pleasing. I sincerely hope that the cube of butter J-Hope ate at the end was at least salted for his sake. Nobody should have to put a large chunk of unsalted butter in their mouth. Ew. As always, BTS pulled through with a choreography that is collectively entertaining, technically challenging, and perfect for the song. The chorus is by far my favorite part, which is definitely a good sign, as that is typically aiming to be the most memorable part of a performance. I want to highlight Jimin specifically. The way he executed the moves was so beautiful, and I just want to appreciate him. His control and technique are insane. It was inevitable that everyone would compare the two, but I honestly don't think I can choose between this and Dynamite, at least not yet. They're just so fun and happy, and I'm going to enjoy them both for as long as I can. Technically, it's not a comeback, but the MV dropped this month, and enhypen are one of my semi-alts, so I wanted to discuss it. First, obviously I'd already heard the song, but it's such a wonderful track. The chorus is probably my favorite part. I love the increasing pitch of the repeated fever. It really drives home the feeling of desperation exhibited in the lyrics. Heesung's presence in the performances was so powerful. He was born to be on stage. And of course, we have to discuss the elephant in the room that is Nicki. He's so talented. It's insane. He absolutely stole the show this era in every aspect. All of the boys are such incredible performers. I sometimes forget how young they are, both age and group-wise. I want to give a special shout out to the outfits in the dance portions of the MV. The stylist was really doing something there. I could gush about this choreo for hours, I swear. There's such a strong contrast between their sharp, quick movements and the slow, smooth ones. They exhibit so much control over their bodies to be able to perform it so well. I can only dream of doing this dance well, but it's so enticing that I want to learn it and embarrass myself anyway. I'm so stoked to see what these boys will continue to bring as they move along in their career.
지금 당장 let's play the game.
It's so easy.
Wake up alone, it all not so bad. Walk alone, sleeping alone, not so sad. 피할 수 없는 다치는 길.
너만 알고 싶어. Let me know, boy. Let me know.
I'm a son of a bitch. 온몸으로 부딪혀. Feel high. We're like the modern version, Bonnie and Clyde.
Let's make purple. Purple, purple. Let's make purple.
Mama, oh mama, oh mama.
나 혼자 날리자.
뛰어받아 세게 러버덤덤덤.
Let's make purple. Purple, purple.
지금 당장 let's play the game.
Tell me why. 엄청나만 보이게 날.
I'm a son of a bitch. 온몸으로 부딪혀.
저주의 타이거. 지구를 던지고 타올라.
터질 것만 같은 my skin. Girl, my dish. Cause you're the ride or die the rest of my life. Wake up alone, it all not so bad.
It's so easy.
피할 수 없는 다치는 길. A side step right left to my beat.
Like it hurt, like it hurt. La la la, like it hurt. 난 미소리 아이들을 불러봐. aespa의 next level pulse를 열어봐. 본적 없는 꿈을 굴고 말해봐. What you want, oh.
You don't get it. Do you never get the keys to my life?